Welcome, friends. We November 9th is the 82nd anniversary of Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass, which many scholars see as sort of the beginning of the Holocaust. Obviously, Nazism started before then. Holocaust, concentration death camps came later, but Kristallnacht was a real pivotal point, and we observe that every year. And we encourage you on November 9th to leave a light on as a representative of the synagogue lights. So many synagogues destroyed, so many people's lives destroyed, business destroyed. And we keep their memory alive by leaving a light on and by remembering with our songs, with our music, with our prayers, with our teachings. So we are going to have a brief Kristalnacht service, and we will begin with singing of a Yiddish song.
That's right. This Yiddish folk song, Offen Pripyatchek, is one of the treasures from the culture of Jewish European communities. This melody was composed for the Yiddish theater in the late 1800s. And since its composition, it's become really emblematic of the Jewish Yiddish speaking communities in Europe. And we'll also mention that in the early days of the settlement in the state of Israel, what would become the state of Israel, many Jews felt that paying respect to the European Jewish communities, this song was the second most celebrated contender for the Israel national anthem, which of course ended up becoming Hatikva, but just a moment of teaching and recognition of this special folk song. Often Pripyatchek, it speaks of the culture of learning that was so essential to the Jewish European communities. And we remember that culture of learning today with this Kristallnacht commemoration. Often Pripyatchek brennte Feuer und in Studis Haus. Und rebellierend kleine Kinder lacht dem Aleph Beis. Und rebellierend kleine Kinder lacht dem Aleph Beis. Solche Kinderlach, gedenksche Teiere, was ist lernt o. Solche noch amol und Tage noch amol, kommet alle vor. Solche noch amol und Tage noch amol, comets on the hearth there glow embers gleaming bright, spreading warmth and cheer. And the Rebbe show his flock of little ones, letters large and clear. And the Rebbe show his flock of little ones, letters large and clear. Listen carefully, children dear to me, it's the sacred law. Say it once again, repeat, repeat again. Comets Aleph O. Say it once again, repeat, repeat again. Comets Aleph O.
November 9th, 1938. It's the beginning of Kristallnacht. Within 48 hours, hundreds of synagogues had been burned, homes destroyed, stores looted, thousands of Jews arrested, and hundreds murdered. It crystallizes that moment when people realize that Jews will not be tolerated within the Nazi regime. The Holocaust begins with broken glass, continues with the broken bodies of our kin, and leaves us still with broken hearts. After 82 years, there are not many left who remember those moments, that night of broken glass, but we still have the recording of all their memories. And so I bring to you Hannele Zurndorfer, who remembers, it must have been 3 or 4 in the morning when suddenly I was ripped out of my sleep by the sound of smashing crockery and glass. The chair hurtled into the wardrobe mirror, glass flying everywhere. Now fear became a living thing. And Ursula Rosenfeld remembers walking in the morning toward school. It was terrifying. They had thrown all the belongings out into the street, broken things. A child carriage was bashed to pieces, a doll. And then suddenly 2 people in uniform came out with a Torah. They were shaking its little bells, and they found that very funny. People were laughing and shouting. They saw me and they said, "There's another Jew. Let's throw her into the fire too." I will never forget. In response, an 11-year-old, Franta Bass, who later died in Auschwitz, wrote a poem. "I am a Jew and will be a Jew forever. Even if I die from hunger, never will I submit. I will always fight for my people on my honor. I will never be ashamed of them. I give my word. I am proud of my people, how dignified they are. Even though I am oppressed, I will always come back to life." So for those who are gone, those who have no one to remember them, we remember them. We leave a light on November 9th to remember the beginning of the tragedy. So we'll turn to the words of Tzaddik Tamar, which comes actually from Psalm 92, a song for Shabbat. So, but it's also just a psalm that reminds us that no matter what, life goes on like a tree that stands near a brook, like a tree that grows and its leaves shelter us and care for us throughout our lives.
And again, we'll be highlighting an important piece of cultural material. This composition, musical setting of Tzaddik Tamar is by Emanuel Kirchner, who was a German Jewish composer born in 1857 and passed in 1938. Emanuel Kirchner's music is a beautiful treasure, which speaks to the ways in which German Jewish communities achieved such incredible levels of cultural sophistication. And really, it's part of our responsibility as American Jewish communities to continue to foster and to cultivate these pieces of German Jewish culture. And how fitting it is to sing this text, as Rabbi Sarada taught us, Tzaddik Tamar, that the roots of righteousness of these German Jewish and European Jewish communities thrive on because of their commitment to Torah and the love that we have in our hearts for them to this day. So again, Tzaddik Tamar, a setting by German Jewish composer Emanuel Kirchner. Tzaddik Tamar yifrach ke'eres ba'alvanon yizkeh shetuli beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Onyenuvun mesema, disheni merananim yi, vehagi ki ashar Adonai tsuri, tsuri, velo
That's beautiful. What a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Let's all leave a light on.
Absolutely.
Okay.